Today, the United States Navy has positioned a third super carrier in the CENTCOM area. CENTCOM confirmed this, dropping a bombshell graphic on X, showing U.S. the Lincoln, Ford, and the Bush are all now in the region. And three super carriers' presence is very significant when it comes to naval blockade, as we know what the United States is doing right now in the Strait of Hormuz. Or if this conflict, whether it is significant because of the blockade or if this conflict should fully kick back off in the next few days or next few weeks. The Lincoln, Ford, and Bush have 200 plus aircraft, 12 ships, 15,000 sailors and Marines. It's been 2003, the last time that these three carriers operated together. So, of course, this is very, very significant. The Bush and the full strike group from the Bush have arrived after transiting from Norfolk via the Cape of Good Hope, joining the Ford in the Red Sea and the Lincoln and the Arabian Sea. That brings three carrier strike groups to the region focused on the Strait of Hormuz. It is also because, if you don't remember, Houthis, they have said they are going to be blockading Red Sea. The Bab al-Mandab will be completely closed, shut down. Therefore, it makes sense that United States is taking such a step and bringing all of these three strike groups or carriers, super carriers, together in the region. I have many more videos, many more clips, interesting news to share with you in this particular video. So if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, hit that like, leave a comment, because it really helps with the algorithm, with all the censorship and all that. Now let's talk about a little bit about Pete Hegseth. Looks like this guy these days, he's toning it down a little bit. A reporter confronts the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, on a leaked report and revealing that it will take 6 months to clear the Strait of Hormuz. Hegseth, he got angry. He's like, how dare you talk to me like this? It's not going to take 6 months. We are so powerful military. Take a listen.
Sir, so I'm sorry, the question's right here.
Thank you. Ryan Morgan with the Epic Times. Earlier this week on that topic, there was a report, I believe, with the Washington Post that the Pentagon had briefed Congress that it could take up to 6 months to fully sweep the Strait of Hormuz for mines. I was wondering if you could comment a little bit more on the specifics of the timeline, the range of time that it could take, and then just a general idea of how many mines have been placed.
We would not speculate on a timeline. I saw that report. It was based on, again, another leak from a closed-door session, which was supposed to be classified, and apparently, allegedly, that was something that was said about we feel confident in our ability in the correct period of time to clear any mines that we identify, and would encourage other countries to be a part of such an effort as well. But we're tracking that very closely. Mr. Chairman, do you want to add anything to that?
No, sir. I think you covered.
He doesn't have any answer. He doesn't want to answer. He doesn't know what to do with all of these mines in the Strait of Hormuz. So yeah, of course, he would not like this kind of questioning. But you know what he would love to talk about? Winning Nobel Peace Prize, just like his boss, that moron-in-chief. Take a listen.
About the one institution that should win the Nobel Peace Prize every single year is the United States military, because we are the guarantor of the safety and security of not just of our country, but of a lot of people in this world. About the one institution.
Yes, United States military can get a Nobel Peace Prize, but do you know who should go to jail every single year? The one who is running this military, because these are all criminals, war criminals. Now, TMZ, they do have some very interesting question. They asked Pete Hegseth how he feels with all of these lies and killings he's committing in Iran. Does it give you some kind of adrenaline rush? How you feel? Then Pete Hegseth was like, yeah, this is TMZ question.
We have two questions. I'm going to ask the first. My colleague will ask the second. I've heard you talk a lot about bombing.
We'll see.
Sorry?
We'll see.
Okay. I've heard you talk a lot about bombing people and places. And when you give these orders to carry out this extreme level of violence, what's going through your mind and your body? Do you have like an adrenaline rush? Are you scared? Do you feel like you're on a power trip? Just walk us through and paint us a picture of what it feels like mentally and physically.
It's a very TMZ question. My only thought process is to ensure that our warfighters have everything they need to be successful, defeat and destroy the enemy, and they come home. I want them to feel empowered, to have every authority they need within our rules and within our law to bring maximum violence to the enemy. Because war is violent, war requires doing difficult things, but I want our people to feel empowered, so it's our guys that come home and their guys that do not.
We have the right to commit violence, but the moment our enemy, adversaries, quote-unquote adversaries, whatever comes to their mind, because the United States adversary number one is Israel. But again, whenever our adversaries will start fighting against us and take up arms, they are violent. That is not justified. But when we kill their schoolgirls, 170 of them, that is okay, violence. That violence is legitimate. So this guy, after quoting the Bible verses for so many days, now he is realizing that, hey, violence is, this word is attached to me, to Pete Hegseth, more than anybody else these days. But then, hey, we should get the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, Al Jazeera's Al Hashim says he asked a senior Iranian official directly who confirmed no U.S.-Iran talks are planned in Pakistan. If you do not know that Donald Trump is pushing for this talk, Pete Hegseth, his rhetoric is not working, his violence is not working, so his boss is like, okay, none of these things are working, so send the delegation again back to Pakistan. But Pakistan is also at the same time desperate, but not Iran. Iran is saying, wait a second, there's not going to be a peace talk. Abbas Araghchi is going to be in Pakistan because he's on a tour. He's going to 3 different countries, so he'll be stopping by in Pakistan. But that doesn't mean he came here for negotiation or any peace talk, right?
We're hearing from Iranian officials about why the foreign minister is heading back to Islamabad now, as well as going on to Muscat and Moscow.
Well, Tom, it became clear that there's there are going to be no talks between the U.S. and Iran as for now in Pakistan with respect to the nuclear issue and to end the war, given the fact that the main issue right now, the pillar of any solution for this war is negotiations and a deal. So for now, the Iranians are saying clearly that they are not heading to Pakistan for talks with the United States. Let me just read the tweet by Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, who says, embarking on timely tour of Islamabad, Muscat and Moscow. Purpose of my visits is to closely coordinate with our partners on bilateral matters and consult on regional developments. Our neighbors are our priority. So this is what the Foreign Minister of Iran is saying. What we understood is that there are some ideas that the Russians also are seeking to convey to the Iranians, and the Omanis can play a kind of a positive role, given the long relationship between them and the Iranians and the confidence already built between them. And with respect to Pakistan, the Iranians are supposed also to convey their point of view on how to get out of this deadlock, because this deadlock right now, as we all know, isn't about the negotiations. That's another crisis that's going to happen probably later. What we are dealing with right now is another sort of a dilemma that Iran isn't ready to go to the talks as far as the United States is imposing a blockade on its ports. The Iranians also are closing the Strait of Hormuz. So it's a very complicated, multi-layered situation, and there are attempts right now to...
It is very, very complicated. Iran is not going to talk to US about ceasefire or lifting this blockade over the Strait of Hormuz or giving up any of their sovereign rights, which is to rerun the nuclear program in full motion. But of course, Donald Trump is not liking it. In fact, these days, nobody even trusts Donald Trump. His mental state, his cognitive ability declines so much, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Sometimes he will call a country a person. He will think he'll be talking about a country, but then he's talking in such a way that is not a country, this is actually a human being. Take a listen.
Do you have any response? No, it's really nice. I mean, Greece has been very supportive, actually. Greece has been terrific. He's a terrific guy because he understands the importance of it. You know, oil goes up a little bit. I hate it. You know, I was the one that had it down to $60 a barrel.
Do you have any
It's very
response?
nice. No,
Greece is not a him, it's a country, you moron. But again, this guy is dangerous. He doesn't remember anything, he doesn't have any clue what he's talking about. But we do have a president, Iranian president. He said, quote, "We must ensure Israel doesn't dare attack any Muslim countries." That is a president who knows what he's talking about. That is a president who knows what to hit. Take a listen.
تمام تلاش آمریکا و اسرائیل اینه که مسلمان کشورهای اسلامی رو جلو هم بیفتن. سرزمین‌های ما رو به آتیش بکشن، بعد از منابع ما پولمون رو دوباره بگیرن، دوباره بر خودمون هزینه کنن. این اون چیزی است که در حقیقت باید ازش اجتناب کرد. باید تلاش بکنیم که با کشورهای اسلامی در صلح و آرامش باشیم. باید کاری بکنیم که اسرائیل جرئت نکنه به کشورهای اسلامی حمله بکنه، جنایت بکنه و این در وحدت و انسجام امکان پذیره. خدا کمک بکنه با عزت این مسیر رو بتونیم رد شیم و کشور ما رو از این بلا و امتحانی که درش قرار گرفتیم نجات بده. وحدت و انسجام رو با رهبر عزیز که الان
I'll give you more updates, guys. Again, not subscribe to my channel. Consider subscribing. See you in the next one.